believe we are live. We'll try for people to join. I'll see what happens. But we are now live in our ARP post here in our home in Norwich, in Ruben's shed. We've got Ruben, the ARP warden, here.
And Ethan.
I am a fire guard, civilian member of the civil defence. We've now got a few people watching, Marie. Okay, so we get started then. We will talk you through some of the bits we've got on display here and a demonstration of some of the items we've got outside. So I'll hand you over to Ruben and hopefully that will pick up.
Thank you very much. So welcome. We are Ethan and History Boys. We're in Norwich and we have set out today an ARP post. As you can see, so we've got all sorts of different things that an ARP post would consist of. We've got a couple of the outside items, the larger objects, which we'll talk to you a bit about later. And we've also got, if you come in, Ethan, we've also got the main desk area for the admin, so to speak. And then behind me we've got equipment, so we've got first aid and anti-gas tackling equipment and more items that the air raid precautions would have used during the Second World War. So I'm sure you know a lot about the ARP already, maybe, who knows? But if not, I'm going to talk you through a couple of the bits I've got on display. So, we can start over here, the NARPAC. NARPAC, National ARP for Animals. This was an organisation that was set up in the Second World War, right at the beginning, and they basically took in pets and animals when they were abandoned in their homes because people couldn't take them into stretchers. So we've got the NARPAC registration poster there, get your animal's identity disc. So we've got some booklets here that were made, reproduction these are, and here you would write down the registration of the animal and the species, and then to go on the collar you would get one of these. These are reproduction. Alongside that, we have got a couple of collection tags. So this was a charity, we wanted people to donate. Got another big pot of there of loose change ready for donations. As well as that, people who were involved in the NARPAC would have either been doctors to tend to the animals, or they would have been the actual rescuers who went into the bomb buildings. Here we've got a couple of the smaller pin badges that people would have worn to show that they're in the NARPAC. They were volunteering, but if they had a higher role, like an animal guard, they'd be given one of these enamel badges. These are incredibly rare, so there's not many out there really, but it's got the owner's number in there as well. We've also got the helmet there with the NARPAC symbol. I think that's everything. Oh no, we've got some more documents. So this is a smaller section for public documents and other little bits and information. So we've got how to aid for your animals if you're an owner, what to do in case there's an air raid. We've also got these would have gone in the windows, so rescuers would know how many cats or dogs were in the house to rescue. Alongside that, we have got some lovely luminous blackout badges made by Karen Wiles, I think it was. Yes, they're really lovely reproduction, glow in the dark so you can see each other. As well as that, we've got some exchange cards. These would have been given to people who lost or damaged or grow out of one of their gas masks and one need replacing. So moving on from the NARPAC, oh no, sorry, can't move on yet. We've got this. Now this was an animal catcher that I made recently. So you put your arm out, Ethan, and get a good hook around the animal, and then you would pull this rope and get tighter so the animal couldn't escape. That's a very nice piece. Shows the horrors of war, I suppose. It wasn't all very nice. We've also got the pigeon. We've also got Percy the pigeon down there. Or it should be a budgie really, but that doesn't matter. I think that's everything from NARPAC. So moving on, we've got a couple of other items on the actual desk itself. We've got a couple of more booklets, training manual, how to train in the area precautions. We've got a national service book, so everybody would have to join a role if they weren't in the army, if they had reserved occupation. So we've got all the different job titles and the descriptions of what you could do and what you're expected to do. Moving on, we have got some identification booklets here. They're about the aircraft to spot if it's an Italian or German, and not to alert the public if it's one of your own. Some other little air raid books, what you must know, what you must do, different things to tell you how to deal with different situations in the event of an air raid. Also got the actual desk items here, so you can see we've got the rota. On here you would write down the warden's names and the rota of the duties that they would have to carry out and when they would do that. Also got a couple of the civilian items, cigarettes, glasses, pencils, pens, all sorts of things you'd need. Also got a lovely picture of Vera Lynn there that I got signed from her a couple of months ago now. Yes, so we've got a couple of other little bits and bobs. We have got the telephone there, the lovely typewriter, the newspaper, all sorts of things you'd find in an ARP post. One of the nicer things would have been these glasses. Now these are special respirator glasses. You can see the thinner edge there compared to the normal 40s glasses, and it meant that you could wear these with a gas mask nice and comfortably, so the gas could not get in and affect you. How do I look?
Nice. Very smashing.
Thank you very much. That's that. So, a couple of bits. A warden carriage. You probably couldn't tell. I am portraying a warden there. I'm in the civil defence there, Norwich. I would have this very lovely, what do you call it? Identity book. I've lost the name of it. Anyway, you carry one of these to show that you were in the ARP. Alongside that, you also carry an incident book, so if people weren't following instructions or they committed an offence, you would be able to book them for that, and they'd have to receive a fine from their local county council, which ours is Norwich. Hey, that's all the desk bits, isn't it, Ethan? Yes. Oh, the chair's in the way there. So if you can see, we have got next to first aid items. Some lovely St John's ambulance items I recently picked up. The Paragon first aid case. We've got all the items in that you would need, along with the St John's ambulance first aid tin. St John's ambulance would have worked with the ARP. There's another water bottle there they would have carried, all original. The ARP still had to be trained in first aid, so we had these special first aid tins there, and they'd each be expected to look through the British Red Cross or the St John's ambulance first aid books, and it would teach you different ways to mend wounds and things like that. All original first aid dressings, as you can see there, it's especially for the air raid precautions. I'm sure you've all seen these that the army would have carried, their shell dressings, but these were specially designed for the ARP. Some of these are pre-war, dated 1938, as the ARP was formed 1937-38 in the threat of war. We also got a couple of bandages, things that the ARP would have had. A lot of them were supplied by Boots. Boots was around during the Second World War. Yes, also the safety pins and other little bits and equipment that they would be expected to have. These are very interesting casualty tags, so we'll show you a bit later on our mannequin outside, but these would be put on dead bodies or injured bodies, and people would be able to tell maybe who that person was or what their injury was and what medication they'd have had or administrated. Charity was a big thing during the Second World War. We did have the NARPAC, as we mentioned earlier, but we've also had the Spitfire Fund. Have you got a badge on, Ethan?
Mm-hmm.
So the
Spitfire Fund was a way of the government to try and build up some money, so you could purchase the Spitfire Fund badge. The idea being that a whole town, perhaps, or a city could purchase a Spitfire for the RAF. They'd also collect pots and pans and any old scrap metal that could go into the production of building Spitfires.
Yes, thank you very much. So that's the Spitfire Fund. Yeah, that's first aiders. This is another little bit of equipment the ARP would have been issued, very similar to the clasp knives in the army. but they would have also been issued with these civilian knives, used for cutting bandages, whatever you might need a clasp knife for. Moving on, we have now got the gas tackling equipment. So we've got these anti-gas eye shields. These would have been worn in the threat of gas usage. Gas was never used, as you all know, but everyone was still expected to carry their gas masks, and the civil service, or civil defence, was expected to have anti-gas eye shields also in their respirator bags. Got quite a lot there, all our own collection, of course. This is what would clip on and be skin tight, so very secure if there was a gas attack. A couple of the bags used by the civil defence. We've got the lovely buttoned bags, we've got the drawstring bags. These will be used to carry their own personal respirator that I'll show you in just a second. We've also got a couple of other booklets, chart of the war gases. So if this opens up, it tells you all about the gases, the general description, the smell, so you can identify it, and the effects of the human body. We've got tear gas, choking gas, blister gas. They were the three main ones. Systematic poisoning gas, nose irritant gas, very interesting. Also tells you how to put on your respirator. There. So, coming on to the actual respirators themselves, got quite a lot of boxes. These are all very nice. It tells you a little bit about the respirator and what would happen if you left it at home. It says all damages or losses will be charged for, so you had to make sure you looked after them. It told you how to pack your gas mask and how to wear it too. So there's all that. They're the civilian ones everyone was issued with, but if you're in the ARP or the Home Guard, you might have been given one of these civil defence respirators. These are very nice. You can see here it's got the lovely Home Office symbol there, which is clearly shown in the pre-war respirator here, the large one. It's the only large one I have in the collection. All the others are small or medium. That's very nice, really good condition how it's been kept there. Children, of course, you'll recognise the children's gas masks. Lovely bright colours, known as the Mickey Mouse gas mask there. Very nice. He had also the circular tins as well as the cardboard boxes. And as well as that, you had the nicer, sturdier tins, and lots of people did used to make coverings for them. Fashion was still very important. You've also got a baby gas mask there, the very famous baby gas mask. Probably about 1 year old or younger would have to be in there. Don't worry, it's not a real baby. It's actually a late 1940s doll in there, which is really nice. Coming back down here, ointment, anti-gas. Again, Home Guards and ARP were asked to carry these. These are very nice in here. Now I don't know which one's earlier, because I've got the yellow anti-gas tin there, and number 2, and we've got the ointment anti-gas number 6, so this must be later war. If you know the years, I'd be interested to know, because the years are rubbed out here. You can see the difference there. Nice silver tin. Very lovely. I think that's all for gas masks, isn't it, Ethan?
Yep. And just a quick thank you to all the lovely comments so far. This is most of Ruben's ARP display, and of course thank you to Poppy as well for much of the paperwork.
Poppy did do a lot of paperwork for me. I wouldn't be here without her. Anyway, so the ARP is still a civilian force. They were based at home, as you all know. So we've got on here, we've got the civilian coat rack there with a couple of other items the ARP were issued with. So we've got the cloth canvas helmet carrier there, made by Dave Harmon. Thank you very much, Dave. That's very lovely. That's how they would have carried their helmets if they weren't carrying them on their epaulets or attached to the respirator bag. Also got a nice original beret there. I think this is 43, with the silver ARP badge that everybody was issued with in the war. Also got the field service caps. These were mainly privately purchased, issued, given to the higher ranking, so to speak, because they could probably afford them. But they're still very nice. They are sort of more rarer. This is a reproduction, but they are seen across a couple of photos out there. Also got the lovely greatcoat there, Warden's greatcoat. Very warm in the winter. This is a large size, so too big for me, but I still love it. Goodbye there. Next, we come on to a couple of the other bits of equipment. So when you weren't actually on duty, you were expected, well, you weren't expected, but you still had to find time to do other things. So lots of people would have sat around drinking tea or coffee. You've got obviously people smoking their pipes and cigarettes, eating chocolate. If I can rescue this. Also got going to the Theatre Royal, watch a nice play if you're off duty. That's very nice there. Lots of different things to do, but coming back you've also got chess, another thing that was played.
No, I think I'm winning that game, aren't I?
I don't know about that. Yes, we've got chess, they would have played chess. This is a nice 30s thermos camping tin, but they would have had hot soup in there, which was freshly cooked by their wives. Dried milk, don't know why that's there, but it's there. One of the things that was rationed, milk of course, so the Welfare Food Service had to introduce national dried milk, as well as dried eggs, which I'm sure you're all very knowledgeable about already, I'm sure. So we've got a couple of other bits of equipment, as you can see here. So we've got the different lamps that are used. Always they'd use the civilian lamps, nice little railway lamp there. But a lot of these ones were actually issued, made specifically for the services. I think this one is a policeman's blackout torch there. This one is the most common ARP one. And we've got the blackout blind on there to dim the light and to deflect it onto the ground so planes above could not see. We've also got the Home Guard one here, very nice one with the hood there, and the helmet one, which is also a very nice one. So these would have been screwed onto the tops of helmets, especially rescue parties, so they could see at night or see inside the buildings if they're rescuing people. Another thing the rescue party would have had were the Chillington RPAX, ARPX, that was used here. Ooh. They're very nice. I need to get cover for one of these, so I'm looking out for one. If you've got one for sale, please let me know. What else have we got? So we have got another thing that was issued. Civilian, again, like I said, the Civil Defence were a civilian force, so as you can see I'm wearing my lovely Oxfords here. If you didn't have Oxfords, you would have worn Wellington boots or ammo boots. If you had ammo boots, then you would have got a pair of these black Civil Defence anklets there. So, moving on from that, we've got a couple of other little bits of items. We've got the common binoculars for fire watching and plane spotting, factory fire extinguishers if you need to put that on a sentry bomb there, and a nice blackout vehicle light. So these would have gone and slid onto the vehicle fronts, so the light was dimmed and shone again onto the ground, similar to the torches. I'm sure you've all seen these before. Gas, as we said, is obviously a big threat. Obviously Hitler never used gas. This was gas rattle, and in the event of gas they were expected to use these, and I'm going to give a quick demonstration. It's very loud. Dogs like that, oh well. But yes, that's what they would have used, and had to alert people that there was gas, and when their gas was all clear, they then used the all clear now, like so. A couple of other bits I've got. So, area precautions, glass reinforcement, parchment paper. This would have gone on the inside of windows to protect them from bomb blasts. You see they're very lovely, all original. It's all inside there as well. So these were just stuck on. I don't know, it says no paste or other adhesive required. So they would have just rolled on and gone straight on. So, yeah, it's very nice. That cost 6 pence. Good, there's pence, isn't it? Yes. Cool. Helmets, of course. We all know about helmets. Got a couple of examples I own here. We've got the SFP Street Fire Party, otherwise known as the Supplement Fire Party. This is a Supplement helmet, 1941 I believe. Very nice there, original liner. Lovely helmet there, you can see. We've got the typical Warden's helmet there, Tommy helmet. Underneath that we've got the Messenger's helmet. I didn't mention the Messengers, but the Messengers were important service. If we can see out here, the Messengers would have used the bikes to get between points. They're on post to post delivering messages if the telephone communications were down. This is the Messenger's tunic I've badged up. There you can see they still would have worn the same BDs. If they didn't get issued one of those, they would have worn the civilian clothes like Ethan. These I didn't mention earlier are the Messenger's warrant cards. So they're very nice. Also made by Poppy. You can see that I haven't filled it in. I've got quite a few there ready to be issued out to people. You have to put your enrolment number, your name, and the controller who you're working for. And when you got given one of those, you'd also be given one of these Messenger Service CD badges. Norwich there. I think I've only seen one original, and we've tried to copy that as best we can, but changed the location to Norwich, of course. Something else I didn't even mention here was the report forms. So wardens would have had these in a similar booklet like that, and these were a form that the wardens could fill out if there was air raid damage. These were again original but very nice condition as well. They could say the type of bomb used, so high explosive and sentry bomb, poison gas, and that. So that's another thing that they use. Anyway, coming back, didn't mention the GPO helmet there, General Post Office. Very nice helmet. They were still delivering telegrams and letters. Expected to carry a helmet as well to prevent you also being injured from gas attack. No, not gas attack, an air raid. What? What did I point out? I said that. Going down, we have got the shelter sign. I haven't managed to put this up, it's very heavy. The metal was actually cut by my dad, thank you, Dad. So I painted that, and these would go on the side of buildings, like so, to point to where the shelters were. This is white gloss paint, which probably are luminous in the blackout, so people could still see where the shelter is. I've got the blackout blinds there, I didn't mention the curtains, everybody had those, but they would put up in the blackout. Yes. So I think Ethan's now going to talk to you a bit about things outside. I've said quite a lot already, so I'll give him a chance to speak at long last.
So I am in the civil defence. I'm not wearing a uniform, just my civilian everyday clothing. What marks me out is this fireguard armband. So the fireguard were a group within civil defence, and if you're not in the army, if you're at home for medical reasons, or if you're an essential worker on reserved occupation, you can either join the Home Guard or the civil defence, the ARP, or you could just be a fireguard, a fire watcher in your street, and help out any way you could. So one of the pieces of equipment they would have been issued with and would have had to use would be the stirrup pump. So this is a bucket of water, would just come with the rope, and you'd be able to
It's got a bit wet.
be able to put out incendiary bombs. So what are incendiary bombs? Ruben, what are incendiary bombs?
Incendiary bombs, otherwise known as fire bombs. Like you see, I've got a 3D printed made by a friend, Andrew Turner. Now, this is obviously a replica firebomb. These would land on top of the buildings, and on impact then obviously a light fire. The German planes from high above could see where these landed, and they'd know to drop their high explosive bombs. And the high explosive bombs range from 5 kilograms to 500, and these obviously hit houses, damage streets and buildings. really quite big. But they're high explosive bombs, really deadly. But later on in the war, the Germans, introduced the V1 and V2 rockets, which were non-pilots, sort of a missile from Germany to impact the big streets in London in England. Yes,
So, one job of the fire watchers, the incendiary watchers, would be to put out the incendiary, so we have our incendiary bomb nice and smoking away. Reuben, give it a blow down the tube.
I will.
We can get that smoking away.
Oh, I dropped
Leave it
the thing in it. Right.
Try and put that out. First of all, we'll have an air raid siren. So, this is an air raid siren from Chicago. It's a smaller one than an electric one, so it might be used in a factory or in an airfield. So, without alerting the local populace that there's some sort of alarm going on, I will give a quick crack on that.
Hopefully the neighbours don't mind.
The incendiary bomb has landed, and I'll have to try and put it out with the stirrup pump.
So this would be a two-person job. One person would be on the actual pump and the other person would operate the hose. Ethan's getting very wet there, as you can see.
I don't think that's very well.
I don't think any water actually came out the end. If I operate this,
No.
Ethan, no, he's gonna go low. Right. What he's gonna do is just try and do something else. I don't know what he's doing. He's gonna try it this way, is he? He's gonna try it down the hose. I think it might be working, and it is. Oh dearie me.
Put out the incendiary bomb before the German bombers in the sky.
And it's still smoking, so he's not quite getting it.
I love that.
And if the water didn't work, they would be issued with a bucket of sand, so they could just use that. But he's given up, and he has just flooded the garden.
We also have these. These are dealing with incendiary bombs. Again, a two-man job. You have the bomb scoop. You'd be able to get the end of the bomb in there. It would be very hot, so you'd have to scoop it up, and then you could put it into the bucket of sand.
Like so. Marvellous job. And look at the state of Ethan.
Yep.
Look at that.
Alright.
Absolutely drenched.
Alright. But say that didn't go to plan, and someone unfortunately here has been blown up. As Reuben will tell you.
See our casualty on the lovely stretcher that was issued. These stretchers, if you didn't know already, these were actually made into London railings. So if you go to London, you might see quite a lot of these all over the place, but really they should be ripped out and used back for the stretchers for us collectors. So you can see here you'd have two people, stretcher party, or the first aid party, or any civilian who wants to help would carry the woman. What's her name, Ethan? The tag does say. Joan. Alright, Joan. There we are, we have Joan. She's injured. Is she dead? I don't know. But she's a lovely 40s.
It's not very lifelike, is she?
Why is she not lifelike? Anyway, I think we've talked about everything there is to talk about. If you've got any questions, please do ask us, either message us or comment below, and we will reply to those as soon as we're finished. Yes,
please do get in contact, follow our page that we've got live on here, Ethan and Reuben, we are the History Boys. We're a living history group based in Norfolk. We do many events. Probably won't do many events this year, sadly, but hopefully in the coming years you will be able to see this wonderful display for yourself. But if you do have any other further questions, please message us through Facebook. Also check out our YouTube channel, which is the History Boys, whatever it is. But thank you very much, and thank you to Pete and Marie for organising today.
Thank you very much.
We hope you enjoy the rest of your day and the lovely music that is to follow. But that's been me, Ethan, and Reuben.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you very much, everybody.
See you, Sally, finish.